Hey everybody, welcome back to another midweek moment. So this last Labor Day weekend, our family was camping down in Austin, Minnesota, and one afternoon, my 9-year-old son and I went out and we were kicking the soccer ball around. There was this open grassy area and there were a couple of trees that we set up as a makeshift goal. And I ran off after the ball, and all of a sudden I heard a scream coming from his direction, and he comes running toward me, and he's looking at his leg and he's saying, "Get it off, get it off, get it off." And I look down and there are these bees that are swarming him and biting him, and I'm swatting them off, and then I can feel it. Those same bees are now biting me, and my response was one word: run. Run. And so we ran away as fast as we could. We fled the bees. I don't know if you've ever had a situation like this where maybe it was something that you had to flee from, or maybe it was someone and it was a relationship where you're like, I just have to get out of here. I have to get away from this person. You know, I think about situations like that, and then I'm reminded of the words that Paul says in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 22. He says to young Timothy, he says, "Flee from youthful passions and pursue righteousness along with those who call on God from a pure heart." He says, flee youthful passions. There are those things that we get caught up in that are youthful passions or lusts, and certainly you can think about that from a sexual standpoint. And some of you are experiencing those temptations. Maybe it's in a relationship, or maybe it's images that you come across on the internet. And Paul's word to you and my word to you is simply this: flee. Run. Get away from there as fast as you can. Don't flirt with it. Flee from it. You know, think about that situation. If my son would have come running to me as the bees are biting him, what if I would have just been curious, like, I wonder, oh look, there's a bee that's biting him. No, you don't do that. I know what's happening. I know what those bees are going to do. They are going to bite him. And so my response is simply flee. Get away from there as fast as you can. Solomon says this in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 5. He says that you need to, like a gazelle gets away from the hunter, you need to run as fast as you can. Gazelles can run up to 60 miles an hour when there is a lion is on the prowl. When they can smell that scent, their reaction is to run. Well, I can tell you, Satan is like a roaring lion looking for someone to destroy, and he wants to sink his teeth into you. And so when you sense that, when you find yourself in a place where you are being tempted, particularly when it comes to a sexual sin, run, flee, get away from there. And then Paul says this, he says, pursue righteousness. Pursue the one who will make you right. And that word pursue, it's also a running term. It's of an athlete who is pressing on toward the finish line. And this is what we're called to as Christians. To press on, to press on toward a closer relationship with Jesus, the one who makes us right with God. But we don't do that alone. Paul then says that we do this. We flee from youthful passions. We pursue what is right along with those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. I'm reminded of a conversation that I had with one of my younger brothers a few years ago when he was in college and he was navigating relationships and sexual integrity. And he said, this is just hard. Like, how do you handle this? And my response to him was to run after Jesus as fast as you can. Run after Jesus, and then look around and see who's running next to you. And that's what I would say to you in the midst of whatever temptations you're facing. Run after Jesus. Repent of your sin. Run after Jesus. And then look around and see who is running next to you. See who is pursuing the Lord from a pure heart. And then let them be the one that supports you in that direction. I'm guessing that there are probably some of you who are listening into this and you've crossed that line. You've not only flirted with youthful lust, that you fell into bed with them. So where do you go from here? You repent. You turn to Jesus, to the one who pursued you all the way to the cross, who took the sting of death into his own body. He took your sin and mine, and he died for it in order to draw us back to him. So, may you flee youthful passions. May you pursue righteousness. And may you do that along with others who call on the Lord from a pure heart. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again next time.